In the last major update, the Chinese received a new top-tier fighter. This was the long-awaited F-5 Freedom Fighter, an American jet mainly produced for the export market. The vehicle was extensively used by the Taiwanese Air Force, which is why this jet is located in the collective Chinese tech tree. This gives the plane interesting matchmaking. The plane is a NATO vehicle, along with NATO weaponry, but fights alongside the Soviet MiGs in 99% of the games it plays. With the MiG-21 Bisses basically having a 100% win rate at the moment, it basically turns the F-5A into a grinder's paradise. Not only do you have the infamous AIM-9Js, you basically also have the Soviet Air Force giving you double XP for winning each game. Alright lads, today I'm going to be talking about the weapons performance and playstyle of the F-5A Freedom Fighter. Starting indoors with the basics, this vehicle is a rank 6 battle rating 10.7 fighter jet located in the Chinese tech tree. Being a rank 6 tech tree vehicle, it will be effective at researching all the vehicles between the ranks of 5 and 6. To unlock this plane, you will have to grind out 390,000 research points before purchasing it for the cost of 1,020,000 silver lions. After this, you will have to crew the vehicle for the cost of 290,000 silver lions. Additionally, I highly recommend you purchase at least the expert qualification for the vehicle. To purchase the expert and ace qualifications, it will cost you 1,020,000 silver lions and 2,800 golden eagles respectively. For a top tier jet, the tank is fairly economically friendly to play, only having a repair cost of 6,595 silver lions. This vehicle is of course new, so you should expect for this repair cost to increase significantly in the future. Going on to the rewards, and the F-5A has a base modifier of 2.32, giving you an RP modifier of 232% with a free-to-play account and 464% with a premium account. You also have a base Silverline modifier of 1.9, which gives you a base Silverline modifier of 190% with a free-to-play account and 285% with a premium account. In terms of customization, there is one camouflage available to purchase for Golden Eagles, as well as one camouflage available from the Gaijin Marketplace. In this video we're going to cover the performance and weaponry of the vehicle, before finishing with a conclusion. If you do enjoy these sorts of reviews, then please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Starting with the engine and flight characteristics, and the F-5A is powered by two General Electric G85 afterburning engines. They produce 960 kg of thrust at military power and 1,430 kg of thrust when using the afterburner, for a combined afterburning power output of 2,860 kg of thrust. The F-4E in comparison produces 16,020 kg of thrust when afterburning. But remember, the F-5A is tiny compared to the American Flying Brick. These engines give the plane a respectable climb rate of 135 meters per second with clean wings, and when carrying two air-to-air missiles, that drops down to 112.4 meters per second. In comparison to the F-4E again, when it carries 4 of its air-to-air missiles, it can sustain a climb rate of 175.5 meters per second, giving the larger American jet a clear advantage in both acceleration and climb rate. But what about top speed? Well, it isn't too much better here either. On the deck, the F-5A will struggle to reach Mach 1.02, whereas the F-4E will actually put itself past its own wing rate speed of 1.13. It's no better at altitude either. The F-5 tops out at 1,444 km per hour at an altitude of 10.6 km, whereas the F-4E can reach 2,136 km per hour at an altitude of 12.1 km. It's not looking too good for the F-5 so far. It accelerates worse, climbs worse, and has an overall lower top speed. But there is one redeeming feature, and that is the turn rate. Despite the stat card showing a turn time of 27 seconds, compared to the Phantom's 26 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how Gaijin determines stat card statistics, but sure. Phantom players, you should really try and turn fight against an F-5A. Gaijin says you better turn fight, nothing bad will happen, I promise. But yeah, the F-5A kicks the ass of pretty much every jet in the game when it comes to turn fighting, with the exception of the Draken and the Mirage. You can still fight these planes, but it's more of a fair fight. Your roll rate and turn rate are both very good, and you will need to use them, as this plane lacks any sort of flares or countermeasures. This forces you to manoeuvre in order to evade incoming missiles, something which will rapidly drain you of your energy, and therefore your ability to turn. A smart opponent will repeatedly boom and zoom you, forcing you slow and then closing in for an easy kill. Because of this, you can't really play too aggressively in the plane. It's better to take off and then climb to the sides of the map, before turning back in about a minute into the game. The point of this isn't to necessarily gain lots of altitude, as you don't really have too much power up there. You are simply getting separation at the start of a match. allowing your dumb teammates to head on all of the other dumb enemy players, allowing the more skilled players to dogfight like gentlemen. Overall, the F-5A is a fairly niche playstyle in the current missile meta of War Thunder. You have to be highly aware of your energy state at all times, as you don't have a get out of jail free card, aka flares or chaff. If you mess up, you die. If you're in a Phantom and not paying attention and someone gets on your 6, just spam flares and roll. If the same thing happens in the F5, you're pretty much dead against a competent opponent. I've highlighted that the F-5A has lots of flaws in its performance, at least when compared to the larger, more meta jets, but it is insanely fun to fly this plane, especially near the end of the match, where all of the donkeys have wasted their missiles and are now having to learn how to actually aim a gun in War Thunder. You can roll and turn, and piss off the enemy team who are now actually having to search deep within themselves for some skill. Moving on to the weapons, and to start, the F5 does not get a ballistic computer, or a constantly calculated impact point. This would give you a reticle on screen, telling you where your cannon and rockets will hit. It is pretty common on the newer jets in game, such as the MiG-21 Bis and the F4 Phantoms. A ballistic computer not being present on the F5 does limit your ability to ground attack, as you will have a much harder time aiming. But moving on, the F5 stock weapons are the M39A2 20mm cannons. These are pretty much clones of the 20mm found on the F2 Sabre. They are high velocity, have a high cyclic fire rate, and hit like a freight train. These cannons are located on the top of the nose of the plane, which makes aiming them pretty easy, at least compared to the belly mounted pointers such as the MiG-21s. However, the mounting on top of the nose means you will have to aim above a target at close range. The M39A2s carry 280 rounds of ammunition each, which means you can be pretty liberal with your shooting. But moving on to the secondary weapons, and the F-5A has a total of 7 hardpoints, which can carry a range of weaponry. We'll start with the good old fashioned dumb bombs, of which you can carry 5 different types. The smallest options are the 18 250 pound bombs, but ironically, this option gives you the largest total payload of 4,500 pounds of bombs. You also have 5 500 pound bombs, totaling 2,500 pounds of ordnance. You also have 5 750 pound bombs, totaling 3,750 pounds of ordnance. You also have 3 1,000 pound bombs, giving you 3,000 pounds of ordnance. And finally, you can carry a single 2,000 pound bomb. The 5 750 pound bombs seem to be the most useful to me. You have 3 individual drops, and the 250 pound bombs have a destructive radius of 11 meters, making them pretty potent. You can also carry the good old fashioned American Mighty Mouse unguided rockets. These have a maximum speed of 701 meters per second and contain an explosive warhead of 1.2 kilograms of TNT, giving them 290mm of penetration at all ranges. These rockets aren't too bad, but due to you not having a ballistic computer, it's very hard to use them efficiently, as spamming several salvos is the only way to reliably hit a target. Next up we have the AGM-12B bullpups. These are keyboard guided missiles, and are an excellent close air support option for ground realistic battles. This is due to them containing 63.5 kilograms of TNT, giving them 93mm of penetration, allowing them to realistically kill any top tier main battle tank. They are more effective at killing than the infamous Nords found on the G91R3. You can carry a maximum of 4, but only 2 if you want to bring along additional weaponry. And finally, you can carry 2 air-to-air missiles on the wingtips. These are the AM-9Ps, basically AM-9J clones. They have the same 20 Gs of maximum overload and track enemies very well, making them very effective at taking out targets at both close and medium ranges. Overall, the weapons available to the F-5A are very good. You have effective options for air-to-air and air-to-ground engagements. The missiles are excellent, if not a little lacking only being able to carry 2. The ability to carry 4 bullpups is very strong, giving the Chinese Tetri a viable ground attack aircraft, and the ability to carry bombs and rockets just adds more flexibility. I'm pretty happy with the F-5A. It gives you a decent multi-role fighter in a small, nimble package. To conclude, the F-5A feels like a mix between the A6M5 and the SAKO F-190A5. The Zero, because it is agile, but due to its opponents now being significantly faster than it, its enemies can essentially dictate the terms of a fight. As long as a Phantom conserves his energy, he can simply just run away, an issue that many 4.70s face, as the powerful American boom and zoomers can simply extend and then re-engage at their discretion. And it's also similar to the SAKO F-190A5, as the plane is largely defensive. you aren't really effective enough to play this plane aggressively, mainly due to the lack of flares. To play the F-5A, just like the Focke-Wulfs, you need to purposely put yourself in front of enemies' guns and try to bait them into turning with you, fooling them into losing all their energy, just as a 190 throttle drops and then cancer rolls. Just like the comparison to the Zero, if an enemy chooses not to take the bait, they can then extend and deny you a dogfight. But the F-5A is probably one of the best dogfighting jets in the game. It just has so much nose authority as well as slow speed controllability. It is impossible to critique the plane over this, but it doesn't suit the meta of War Thunder at the minute. At the time of recording, the meta is to get fast, fly vaguely near an enemy, and then spam 4 AM9GAs at them, all whilst performing minimal manoeuvres to conserve speed. This is where the F-5A shows its weaknesses, starting with the 4 AM9Gs, where you only have 2, which is 2 less than the Phantoms and 4 less than the MiG-21 Bisses, and that's not even counting the Sparrows. We then have the speed. The F5 struggles to break the sound barrier on the deck, whereas the Phantoms and MiGs can comfortably breach Mach 1.1. As I mentioned above, this allows enemies to dictate engagements, as they can simply flee the area. Well, you do have missiles, sure, but they have flares, giving them pretty good chance to dodge any missile launched at them from directly behind. You of course do not have flares, forcing you to heavily maneuver to defeat an incoming missile, slowly draining you of energy. To finish this video, you may feel like I'm being too harsh, and you're kind of right. I've had some very good games with this plane, including several aces. Its downsides can be remedied by side climbing at the start of a match. Just try not to be the first person spotted on your team. Allow both teams to merge, and then capitalise on the chaos. I do like this plane a lot, and it is very rare that you actually get a good dogfight in it. I've had a few times where I've been scissoring with an enemy, about to get an epic gun kill, and then a MiG launches a missile from 3 kilometers away and steals it. It is very frustrating playing a turn fighter in the current boom and zoom meta of War Thunder, but the rare times you get a good dogfight, they remind me of the good old days of War Thunder. If you have the spare time and the patience to grind the Chinese tech tree, then I fully recommend this jet. I've had lots of fun and made good memories on stream with this plane. This plane is awkward and specific, but god damn you feel good when you reverse an overconfident opponent. Alright lads, thank you very much for watching this video. What do you guys think about this vehicle? If you have any questions or suggestions to improve the channel, then please feel free to leave a comment below. I now have community memberships enabled for the channel. If you'd like access to behind the scenes footage, as well as access to content a few hours early, then please do consider becoming a member. I'd also like to mention that I now have a Twitch account, where I stream pretty frequently. So if you'd like to follow me there, my Twitch handle is SAKO Sniper, the same as this YouTube channel. But if you do enjoy these sorts of reviews, then please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. But more importantly lads, I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching.